I mean, there's a couple of different ways in which you may want to pay for your life insurance premiums. The first one is personally, or the other one is maybe through your superfund. Now, if you are paying through personally, that's going to be through direct debit or credit card. And typically speaking, the advantage of that is that you're not going to have any impact on your retirement savings. It's a fairly simple claims process and quite a lot of flexibility around who can be nominated as a beneficiary. The other thing that's also quite handy is that you can also look to bundle trauma insurance or own occupation TPD within this policy because that's sitting out in your personal name. The only thing to also bear in mind is that the premiums are being paid for by your income after tax. So that, I suppose that's one of the disadvantages of this type of structure. If you were to pay it through super, one of the benefits is that there's no out-of-pocket costs because you're effectively using your superannuation money to fund the premiums. You will actually receive a 15% tax deduction on the premiums paid. However, the downside of that is that it is eroding and reducing your superannuation balance. So you really need to think through some strategies and how to mitigate that, because as you can imagine, you will need to access that super when you get to your retirement years. So you may want to just think of ways that you can mitigate that premium deduction from coming through your super fund. The other disadvantage is that you also need to meet not only the policy terms and conditions, but also an SIS condition of release to access any of those insurance proceeds. So there is that kind of double layer effect when it's inside super. Now, if it's just life insurance, typically speaking, the condition of release and a life insurance policy benefits, align up or almost identically. But just something to think about, especially if you are thinking about those other types of cover, your own any occupation TBD or your income protection. So just to be mindful of that, you've got to meet that double layer situation before you get any benefits to those beneficiaries.